Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical. On today's video, we're back at the kitchen second fix. And Hayden's back. Whee! Right then, Hayden, how was college? Little interview.
Some of it were hard, and then some of it we hadn't really done, so easy and hard,
Easy and hard, I like it, So did you pass, which was the main thing?
Yeah, I passed. So.
He's passed. Well then, what did you get then? Listen, I've got a good one. Well done. Any other comments?
No.
Right then, so moving on to shout outs. Just had a little scroll through YouTube, so we're gonna have a shout out for Sarah Ashley. So cheers for commenting in the live chat and the comment section under the video. So appreciate the support, and there's your little shout out. So then, coming on to this kitchen install then. So what I'll do is bring up the artist's impression from the plans, and then what we'll do is then stand in the kitchen and see if we've done a good job and the kitchen looks similar to the plans that got given to the customer. So here we go. Right then, so here's the kitchen. So as you can see, we've got all the units kind of around the tops, around the bottoms. So that's that picture, and then that's like from the sink area looking on. So hopefully it looks like this when we get in there. So let's see how well they've done. So they're not too bad really over there. So this is the kitchen that they've installed. So obviously there's a few appliances still to be bobbed in, but all the cupboards are in. All the old lights are kind of dangling, so we've got to pop them into the ceiling. That's not a bad job really. So what we have to do then, so we've got to second fix these sockets. So there's like 4 sockets above the worktop to do. So they're going like a nice brush chrome finish. Then we've got the appliances to wire up. So we've got the extractor, like a freestanding fridge there. It's going to be the single oven, plinth heater, so a dishwasher and washing machine. So they're the appliances that we're going to power up. Then after that, we've got these lighting to pop into the ceiling. So what the plasterer's done, he just left it dangling and left a cut 105mm hole cut out for the light to fit into. And then we've got some LED strip to stick on. So we've got some strip to stick under there, stick under here, and then stick under this side here. I think first things first, we'll crack on with the above worktop socket. So here in the start already, just stripping the cables ready to second fix. What I'll do is basically just get them stripped, get them sleeved up, get the cables line earth and neutral into the socket, and screw the socket back. So we'll have to get some longer screws just to reach to the back box. A few of them we'll have to get the multi-tool out and basically just cut basically a 1mm past the metal box all the way around, and then there, if you do that, basically you can get your socket put back. So we've got a few to chop out. Right then, let's crack on. There we go, so that's the sockets in. So we've got a socket in there, socket in there, socket in there, and then we've just got the socket there, so they're looking perfect. So then, now we're just moving on to the appliances. So appliances we've got to power up, we've got the single oven, there's a little plinth here to plug in, and then what we're going to do is just boot it on and off with them switches down there with a foot. So we do give options sometimes like a switch above, but they'd rather boot it, so that's that. Extractor fan to power up. What else we got? There's a hob to power up, there's a cable down there for that, and on this side we've got, the fridge is going to power up as well. So what we'll do is just drill a hole in the side of here, and the fridge will sit in this gap here, and then the plug top will feed through into the back of the cupboard and plug in. So there's a fridge as well. What else we got? Then we've got like a little dishwasher here, a little 500 dishwasher and washing machine here. So we've got these to power up. Yeah, so this is how we do the appliance isolation. So what we're going to do, get over here, so just underneath this shelf here, what we're going to do is basically put a couple of sockets in, and then what we're going to do is put a 74mm hole underneath where the plug tops could come through and plug in. Then your high powered appliances, we've got a 45 amp switch here, so we've got a 6mm coming in, which will come into that, and then we'll take a 6mm out of that to power up your hole. So that's basically how we do the appliance isolator. So they should fit underneath the shelf nicely. So what I do, let's have a look. What I do, you just offer up your box up like that, and then I'll just get a pencil line and just score it across like that, just so you know the bottom of it. And then what we'll do, we'll decide where these are going. So we'll kind of mark out his little fixing holes, mark out the centre, and then for each socket we'll drill a 74mm hole, kind of like a moon shape. So that's that 74mm centre of land about here. So it'll cut out a hole like this. So your plug tops can fit through. You can fit your 225 going into power up the socket through the same hole and up it up through the back. And then once it's all fixed back, the plug tops can fit through and just plug in. So obviously that'll sit there like that. So we'll have one here, up the top of here, one next to it, and then we've just got the 45 amp isolator here, which will sit next to that. So again, for this one, what I like to do, we'll get like a 32mm hole drilled through the back of that, and then it's nice and big, just to fit two 6mm through. So that's how we're going to do this. So that'll be that cupboard sorted out. So obviously there'll be the fridge, blend theatre, single oven extractor, so that's them sorted. And then in the back of this one, we'll do the same. So we'll probably have a socket either here or just round the corner, and we'll cut a hole for the plug top for this appliance to come through. So again, we'll have to cut a hole here for the plug top to bob through, and that to bob up there. So that'll be that. What else we got? And then finally, I think this is the washing machine. What we'll do is in the back of this one, we'll fit the socket and have the plug top come through and plug in. So that's kind of how we're doing things. So let's crack on with it. Right, that's those holes through. So obviously we're going to have a socket here with all your cables coming through and your plug tops for that one, plug tops and power to feed that socket, and then you got your two 6mm through there for your hob. So right, let's get these cables through the back. So what we'll have to do is reach underneath, grab the cables, pull them up the back into this cupboard, and then we can actually wire them in. So here we go. So whilst I'm doing that, Hayden's throwing his socket down there, so there's no room up the gap up the back for a plug top. So there's actually a little hole in the base to actually get your plug tops up. So that should look really nice. What we also failed to mention is there's some heating controls to bob in, so there's a few spare and like a wireless start for the boiler to turn on to go there as well. So that's all ready. Well done, Hayden. Right then, so we've got his oven cable through, so that's for his hob. So that's through. We've got a cable through for the oven. That's through. What else we got? So if you look under here, you can see all these cables kind of bunched up, ready to go up. So what we're going to have to do, we've got a leg here, which is going to feed up to do one socket, and another leg to feed up to do the other. So if you do this quick enough, you're not going to be bored of options. So let's see if we can do it. It's a 1mm knocking about somewhere, is it? Here it is. So this is leveled up fan, so this goes up to your fan. There we go. So that can go there. So we'll just get a plug top on that, and then plug that in, that'll power up your fan. I've got a socket here. That's one of the legs we just talked about. Pass them up the back. There we go. That's one. So again, we've left a little loop under here so we can pull it back after it's wired in. And we've got the next socket in. There we go, that's for the other socket to power up. So once the fridge gets pushed in, again we'll bring the plug top for the fridge and plug that in. Then we've got to extend the cable from here to the plinth heater. Then all this will be all wired up nicely. Oh, knackering down here, look at that. So you just kind of lay on your back, get your arm underneath, so it's a bit of a mucky job, this one. So I just brought in this cable for the hob then. So that's a little 6mm cable, it'll be a 10mm actually, it's a 10mm. And there's the cable from the hob. So you look here, there's an extra core. So we've got the earth core there, we've got the blue one, which is the neutral, but then you've got an extra core here, the black. So the black one there is if you've got like L1 and L2. But because we've only got one line into the property, we're just going to pair them together. Because all that does is basically just power up 2 of the rings, and that'll power up the other 2, you see. Which is like a 4-ring hob. So that's how you wire it up then. So let's get cracking. So we'll get the box on there, we'll get him wired up, we'll pull from underneath, and those cables will just pull back, and we'll screw back. Same for the sockets, so we'll bring these 2 into the bottom of the socket, get him wired up, get the box fit, and then we can pull everything back from underneath, and then we can get the plug tops up through, plugged in, and then these appliances will be powered up. Right, they're all in nicely, so they're all solid. So the cables which feed them just hide at the top of the hole, so you basically just do them like that. There we go, so you can't even see them. And then obviously all you just see is just your plug tops, so we'll have to get a plug top at the end of this and just get that plugged in there. So you got the plug top for the fridge to go in, we'll get a plug top at the end of this, and one for extractor, and then finally we've got one for the little plinth heater. So the plinth heater is there at the moment, so we'll just extend that basically up to here, get a plug up on it, plug him in, jobs are good. So Hayden's just finishing off over here, so let's have a quick peek over his shoulder. Look at that, it's looking good. So let's get in here. He's got his fuse spare end, he's got his little wireless programmer, he's got his cables to back for that one, and all you'll see here is the plug tops come up and plug in there. So there's one for the dishwasher, one for the washing machine, top job. So I'll just give it a little tidy, so I swept him out. Obviously that's that fuse to go in the single oven, and that's what it looks like underneath. So as you can see, they're tuck up there, you turn them on, you never need to touch them, out of the way. And obviously day-to-day use, you can't even see them, can you really? So that's fun. So next little job, what we have to do is just extend this cable that comes on the plinth heater with a bit of 1.5 black flex underneath the plinth and into the back of the cupboard. So we'll just do that. So that's the plinth back on. So just going to wire plugs up onto this end. So we'll get this wired up now. There we go, so swap the fuse out for the single oven. So obviously that's the 13 amp one that we're in it, so swap that out. And that's what your appliance isolation looks like. So nice, neat and sweet. And then when the fridge comes, they'll pass it through that hole to the side, up the back, and just plug it in there. So nice and easy. So that's all the power sorted. So we'll have to get that wired into the fuse box, and then all that will work, all the appliances will work. But yeah, they're the plug tops all nicely in. So what we on with next? On with the lighting next. So what we'll have to do is get the LED strip stuck underneath the cabinets. So there's a bit to go there, and then wire out the bottom, wire out the top, and then there's like a driver to wire on top there. And then there's an LED strip to go along here to the end, and then up the back. From here all the way to the end, and then up the back. And then again they'll just wire into like a little driver. Right, so this is the LED strip we're working with. So we'll start putting them up. What I've done is asked for the wholesalers to basically get some with pre-made tails. If you look, there's like a red and black car here, and what they've done is just soldered it onto the end, so we don't have to do any soldering. It's nice. So we'll just unravel them. So all we have to do really is just send tape down the back of the cupboards, pull them through, and then what we do is just on the top side, this will go up the back of the cupboard, wire into your driver, which is this little guy here. So if you don't know what size driver to get for the amount of LED strip, you just ask your wholesalers, easiest thing. So the cable up there, so you got a cable which will be switched by the switch. That'll switch line and neutral basically, so that your line and neutral go in there, and then your low voltage side, your positive and neg go in here. So obviously positive is red, negative is black, so nice and easy. So here we go, here's a little example. So that's your LED strip, just bob him down, and it pops out at the bottom. Then all we have to do now is just get him stuck along. So what we're going to do is stick it along the middle, and then the cable will just tuck in there and nip up the back. And then that's the cable we talked about, that's the mains cable which will come live when you press your switch. So live and neutral there, that's your main side, pulse and neg this side, and then all that will just tuck up at the top, nice and easy. Now we'll get this driver wired up. So undo this screw here. Right, that's them undone. So all we do is just pop that little cap, pop that cap, then we're ready to wire in. So I've got the low voltage side here. There we go, that's your pos and neg. So I'm just going to put that red one in there, give them a tighten, and the black one in the other side. So that's that side done, nice and easy. Now it's ready to wire the main side into this side. Alright then, this is the main side then. So you just want a tiny bit of cable stripped. That just pops in there, and you want to make sure that the clamp just clamps down onto the sheathing, not the single cords. Alright then, that's all wired in nicely, so we'll just tuck that above and then we'll get this LED strip stuck. So if you look on the LED strip, you can see these little cut points. So what you want to do is offer up your LED strip and see where you need to cut it to. So in this case, I'm going to cut it to here. So all you do is just get your snips, get down that line, give it a chop, and that's it really. So we'll get them stuck up. There we go, that's kind of measured out for the middle, and then we just put one side on, one mark, stick it along, and just make sure you're slanting the other mark. So nice and easy, that'll stick in there. That's about as good as it gets really. So obviously there's no other way of hiding this cable, so that's all you can do really. What you could do is get this position towards the back, but then it won't match this side. Where what we have to do is basically the once LED strip under the boiler, and there's going to be a rail along the back, so this same rail is going to go along the back, so we can't fit LED strip along the back here. So what we're going to have to do is just send it along the middle and then up the back that side, and then send it along the middle this side and up the back. So obviously if we stuck this towards the back here, you get a different light spread here to over there, so you kind of want to even it out both sides so it looks the same. So obviously we've stuck it on, but what I do is get a bit of clear silicone, like a little bead each side of the strip. So we'll get a clear silicone this side and the other side. It just makes sure that it'll never fall down basically. Alright, that's that stuck on now, and then what we did was just get a wipe and just wipe the excess kind of silicone off, that kind of spread around it. So it's nice, neat and sweet. So I'm going to carry on with that and get these stuck up here. So like I said, there's some strip to go all the way around here, and then like a little driver to out top. And there's these LED lights to do. So all we're going to do is get a pad saw, because it was originally like a wooden ceiling, so the hole's already cut. So just got a pad saw to the existing hole and then get those fitted. So there's 3 of those. And then Hayden's just doing the switch now. So it's all been plastered. We've got all the cables back to the switch, and it's just getting it in now. It's wholesalers have given me the wrong driver. So it's 9.6 watt per meter. So this is a 15 watt driver. There's 3 meters to go in, so that doesn't work, does it? So obviously there's a strip to go in all the way around, which is about 3 meters. So we have to nip off to wholesalers. So I'll nip off and Hayden will wire these lights up and the LED strip. And that's about it really. There we go, just at wholesalers now. Picked up his little 30 watt driver. So it's exactly what we need to do 3 meters. So it ends up being about 10 watt per meter. So we'll head back now and see how Hayden's going. So we're back on the job, so we'll see how Hayden's doing. Oh, you right, lad? Oh, flipping that, you're a bit warm in there, are you? Cooling down a bit. Let's see how he's got on then. Right then, so, cool, so he's got his strip kind of dropped down the back, all ready to get put along, I'm guessing, so that's cool. So, a bit driver to wire on top of that, so we'll do that in a bit. What else has he done? He's got his switch chopped out, and he's got his light, that was it, the lights. It's that warm today, I can't think. He's got his lights in. So he's done a really nice job there, to be fair. Looking brilliant. So what we'll do, we'll leave Hayden to stick those up, because I'm going to jump in a quick meeting. So like I said, he's going to measure up middle between here and here, stick him all the way along, get him like a bead of silicone along edges. Same again this side. And then what I'll do, we'll get driver wired in, and then switch finished. And then when you flip your switch on, a little strip will come under here, will ping on, and all that will ping on. So it should look really nice. Good luck. Lovely, so he's got his strips stuck up. As you can see, that's a nice neat line across there. Same again, we've got that across there. So the customer wanted it under the boiler, so that's why we've got this here, but we've got some silicone just to hold it up so it'll never fall down. So that should look awesome once it's all on. So he's done a good job there. So you've got a 3-gang switch on, so you bang one, that does your main lights. So we swapped them out for a 3000k fitting. Just that's what the customer wanted. And then you've got your undercarriage lights here, so they're looking brilliant. Look at that, spot on. Finney doing some sweating today. It's about 30 degrees inside here with Finney. But yeah, we're all done down here. So as you can see, it's all complete. There's 3 recessed lights in there. We've got a little switch behind us, which is the outside light, undercabs, main lighting, and then like we just saw, we've got this LED stripping. So that really makes a difference with these kitchens. Feature lighting, you can't beat it. And the floor's all ready to get done. As you can see, it's beautifully swept. Not a little cable inside. So plug tops will come to there to plug in there. That's for the heating system. Once you've got the dishwasher to go in, wash machine, but the fitter will do that. Little plinth heater. There we go. Single oven, that's all powered up. We've just got to set the time on that. Induction hob, that's all working. So you saw that earlier, didn't you? All the nice isolation points under there, so they're all perfectly powered up. So yeah, that's us done down here. Very sweaty done down here. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we next upload. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one.